Hey there, year 12s. In example 9, we're now doing repaying an interest-only loan. So in this case here, Jane borrows $50,000 to buy some shares. So we're just going to write down what Jane's done. Jane has borrowed $50,000 to begin with, okay? So $50,000 is what's borrowed at an interest-only loan for this amount. Interest-only means that they only pay back whatever the interest is. So they don't even try to attempt to repay this amount of $50,000. So normally, you owe the bank $50,000 plus interest for the duration of your loan. So sometimes financially, it is too difficult to pay not only what you owe plus the interest monthly. So every month, if you had to do that, sometimes, financially at that point in time, it's a bit more difficult. So you can then negotiate or request for an interest only, where monthly you're just trying to stay afloat, where you only pay off the interest and therefore you still owe $50,000, but at least until you get your finances sorted, then you'll pay both of them back, and then over time you reduce $50,000 down to zero. So in this case here, for an interest only, where we're only interested in this component, which is calculated at 9% per annum. So it's 9% of what you owe, and in this case, it's because it's compounded monthly. Notice it's compounded monthly, which I'm going to highlight. Then it's not 9% per annum. It's actually now 9 divided by 12% per month. That's the rate. Okay, so that's the rate of interest that you need to work out for a month. So I'm going to go here. 9 divided by 12 gives you 0.75. So that tells me it's 0.75% per month. So that's the rate. So if that's the rate, well, how much did you owe? You owed $50,000. So that's why I'm now going to figure out how much, what is the monthly amount Jane will need to pay? Well, monthly payment, because I'm only going to pay back the interest only, I'm going to work out what 0.75% of what I owe, which is $50,000 is. Okay, so 0.75%, I'm just going to go to my calculator over here. This is 0.75%, means out of 100. Okay, that's what percent means. And then times with $50,000, and that tells me that it is $375 that Jane would need to pay per month. Okay, just to stay afloat. So she's never paying the $50,000 that she owes. She's only paying this interest. So if she just pays $375 for the next 3 years, she still owes $50,000. So essentially, you're giving the bank $375 for free, essentially. Okay, so you borrowed $50,000 and used it for whatever you needed, but then every month you just pay $375, even though you're not cutting down your debt. So it's not ideal for the long term, but for, I guess, financial reasons or financial planning of whatever sort, for whatever investments that you need to do, and for whatever reason, that may be viable for as an option. Okay, so that's what interest only means. And so in this case, I'm only paying $375 for only the interest loan every month.